good, it smells good, and I'm ready to eat some of it.
I am too. Now, we promised a surprise, and we are delighted to welcome the author here today, Nimbi Cushing. It's so good to have you.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, we're certainly glad you wrote this book and you took a chance on talking about your life. I want to know, how did your family react to seeing them described in the book and hearing their voices?
Well, most of my family, many of the characters are gone. My grandparents have passed away, my sister Lorraine. But for those who were here, I was concerned that maybe they would feel a little anxious about being exposed that way. But they were delighted to encourage me through it and then to see the finished product. The best compliment I had was from my brother Jonathan, who, after he read it, called me to say how much he enjoyed it and how parts of it had moved him to tears.
Oh my.
That was the best compliment I could have hoped for.
I would imagine.
Yes.
Nimbi, I have a question. For myself, having grown up right here in South Bend, Indiana, and never having gone south until I was like 50 years old, and of course I know it had changed since the time you've been down there. How did you stay focused to succeed during a time that was truly difficult?
You mean growing up in the South?
Yes.
Well, we hadn't had any comparison, any base for comparison.
Good point.
That is what we knew. That was our lifestyle, and the people around us, our grandparents, their friends, my uncles and aunts, that was how they had lived, and so I didn't know anything else. My schoolmates, playmates, workmates in the field, we all came from that same background.
And very supportive. So the
Yes.
next question is, what about high school and when you moved to St. Louis? Then what kept you focused to succeed?
Then it was the idea, the delight of being able to go to school every day. It was a transition. It was a difficult transition because I personally was a bashful child. So I went from a town of 500 to a high school of that many people. And so that part was difficult. But even there I found two teachers who I latched on to, I knew that I could go to, and I had a stepmother who had faults like everyone else, but one of her positive things is she prided herself in education and that we would get an education, and so I had her to help with homework and encourage me that way.
You seem to take the best parts of your life, put them together and make a meaningful whole or purpose. And then all of a sudden at the end of the book, here we are, we find out you're a flight attendant, and then you come to South Bend and you're married to a professor.